And welcome to another Stream This, where we stream creepy shows to let you know if you should
stream this.
I'm JP Lambiase.
Jimmy Culp.
Aaron Briggs.
All right, guys, we are talking about The Collector, which there's another one called The Collection. This is a B movie. Not a lot of people know about it. 2009. This is a movie that is definitely fell under the radar. I don't think anyone I know have seen this, and I played this for a group of the Stream This buddies here. Are you guys big on horror? Just out of the... No?
I'm a huge horror fan.
All right, so Jimmy, I want to hear from you first. Like, what did you feel when you saw this movie? I'm gonna bring it up, but I want to know just from what was the emotion throughout?
I got nervous when you said, "Hey, let's watch this," because I don't handle horror well. My wife's a big horror fan, but initially I was like, "All right, I'm gonna watch it and try to get into it," and I was excited, and then it delivered with all the creepiness that I thought it would. It was you compared it early to Home Alone meets another horror movie that I hadn't seen, and in the beginning I was angry at that. I'm like, this is not Home Alone. Are you nuts? You're a madman.
Yeah.
But as the movie progressed, I absolutely saw how it. I saw a lot of Easter eggs, possibly, or homages.
Sure, absolutely.
I was waiting for other homages that didn't happen, but overall, yeah, it was fun watching with other people. I would not watch it alone.
Okay, so the premise of The Collector, which again maybe gives it its very low rating, is that there's this thing, maybe a man that wants to just collect things, and we're not going to go really into it because it doesn't matter at all. This is a popcorn flick. This guy wants to collect things. He wants he'll keep those he wants and he'll kill those he doesn't. And he pinpointed this one mansion. So the whole premise is there's this mansion, and then you got a guy that is artist in picklocking and maybe being a thief, but he has a relationship with his family. It's like a long con. He's there at this house and he's trying to get people. He has a relationship. So the whole beginning of this movie is him just establishing that he's a relationship with his family. They trust him. He knows all the codes. He knows where all the secrets are. And he's like, hey, I'm going to make my big score tonight because I need money. You know, he's not a bad guy. He doesn't want to kill anybody. He just needs money. And he shows up at this house. And then now we have Home Alone meets Saw.
Yeah, I'll take your word for that. Definitely Home Alone meets something scary.
Is there any, if there is, horror movies that you have seen?
Yeah, there are a few that I enjoy. Silence of the Lambs is one that I like, and The Shining is another one.
Okay,
that
well,
I
those
enjoy.
are scary movies.
They are scary, and I don't know why I enjoy them, but I saw them early on. I don't like the gory. I can take the psychological, I guess, but the
body horror.
The body horror.
Yeah.
There was a lot of, the fish hooks and the boob. Yeah, I wasn't most of this movie I had to look away from.
It was all about the gratuitous violence. And as we've evolved in horror, one thing I would notice is in the newer films, it's all supernatural. They want to do it with The Conjuring. I'm a big horror person, so like, as it's progressed between Freddy Krueger, like, we go from our roots of horror with Evil Dead. In my opinion, Evil Dead was just,
Yeah, it was like, what, late 70s?
It really, made an impact on me as far as horror goes. And then we went into more supernatural stuff where it's just like ghosts and goblins, where I feel like they kind of veered away from like the gore.
Well, actually in like the late 2000s, they started coming out with the, what do you call it, torture porn?
Yeah, the Saw and Hostels. And
That is true. And with those not doing well, I'm just saying, like, they did it and they like tested the waters, but it wasn't mainstream horror. It was, again, I feel like very Blumhouse production horror, like just...
Well, Saw was pretty
huge.
It was a big...
Saw was huge, but
Saw
you know how it
what's-
became huge? They're like they were Full Sail students.
No, actually, Saw was James Wan's like first big movie.
I thought Saw. Look back further. Saw. I believe Saw was
2007. Right?
They were Full Sail students that had like an idea for a horror movie.
Yeah, there was a short before the movie. Yeah, that they did.
It was also James Wan, the guy who does The Conjuring. That was his first movie.
We're gonna have to have some fact checking here.
Yeah.
That's why he has the.
Yeah, James Wan.
If you ever noticed that James Wan has puppets in all his movies, and that Saw puppet was like one of his. That's like one of the first puppets.
Is this Saw puppet in the first Saw?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
All right. Okay. Is it okay? So James Wan is a Full Sail student then, because I remember Saw being an independent film.
I noticed something about the movie.
Yeah, it was an independent film by students from Full Sail.
James Wan is Australian.
Yeah.
He won an award for Best Guerrilla Film with Stygian, and then he did the short for Saw.
Stygian? It's like Stygian?
Something like that.
Stygian?
2004.
Daryl Lynn Bosman is an American film director and screenwriter, best known for his work in horror films, directed Saw movies, where we got Full Sail. Education, Full Sail University, Full Sail, Kansas, Full Sail.
So you're both right. Well done, both of you.
Good.
There's a Full Sail in Kansas.
2004 that came out. Wow.
Yeah, I remember it came out when the remake of The Grudge came out at the same time.
I wanted to know more about the story. I thought what was compelling to me is that these guys, again, on a very low budget, were able to make a movie that was so like the ending of that was like the Sixth Sense ending, where that's what made M. Night Shyamalan famous. The Sixth Sense. Before that, he was just, everyone else that wanted to become what we're trying to aspire to. M. Night Shyamalan became famous on The Sixth Sense, and he's been chasing that cliffhanger ever since The Sixth Sense.
So true. Can we do who's favorite? My favorite horror movie?
Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
You go into yours. So I would have to say, oh wow, I just put myself on the spot with that.
Yeah, I'm curious. I want to know, what's your favorite horror? What's your favorite scary movie? Hello, Sydney.
There's genres of horror. So there's supernatural horror. My favorite supernatural horror is Alien. Sigourney Weaver.
Okay, yeah.
This guy fucking is so. It's such a phenomenal movie. I love it. It's the suspense, everything.
It's sci-fi.
It's sci-fi. It's sci-fi horror. It's a horror sci-fi. It's like The Thing. It's the same.
All right, looks like we're getting judged off camera here, folks.
Sci-fi horror. I've been corrected. Sci-fi horror, not supernatural horror.
Okay.
It's not supernatural. That's true. You're right. Thank you.
My favorite scary movie is Scream. Hello, Sydney. My favorite thing is this right here. First of all, the voice actor is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
He actually made Scream be as successful as it is, in my personal opinion. But also, my favorite line here is, I remember this right now. It's just like, you listen, you little bitch. You hang up on me one more time, I'll gut you like a fish. Understand?
Wow, that was great.
That was so good.
I know. Incredible. I bet you understand.
What's yours, Jimmy?
I'm almost a little scared.
Yeah, I just realized right now I was dishonest. I've seen a few other horror movies, and they were all named of the Scary Movie series.
The
Wayans
parodies.
brothers.
The spoofs, yeah.
I really enjoyed them.
Yeah, of course.
So
yeah.
I have seen them, and they are my favorite.
My favorite.
That's fair.
Thank you.
All right, Humphrey over there.
My favorite's got to be the George Romero movies, but my favorite one of all time is Night of the Living Dead.
Night of the Living Dead, so classic.
Yes.
I've heard that's terrific.
My goodness, what a classic.
I heard the book's
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, it's the ultimate survival horror movie.
Yeah.
That's great.
I would say my second favorite would be Open Water to Adrift.
To Adrift. Open Water to Adrift is 2 hours of an anxiety attack happening continuously, like a waterfall of anxiety falling down over your body for 2 hours.
What?
That's what Open Water to Adrift is.
I really hope this isn't a spoiler, but bring a rope ladder.
Bring a rope
That's
ladder.
100%.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's the whole premise of the movie. Is the
All right.
And then my another scary movie that isn't falling under that category. I'm curious about your guys' opinion on this one, though. I had a lot of feelings after watching The Devil's Advocate with Al Pacino and Keanu Reeves and Charlize Theron. I thought that it was like, it doesn't fall under horror, but it does fall under psychological thriller.
Okay, good,
Yeah,
because I don't want to
definitely.
be. I've seen that. I don't want to be a liar. I have seen that as well.
Yeah, it's considered as horror because
Really?
Is it?
because he's the devil.
Horror?
Oh, he was so silly.
Supernatural.
He was so silly. He was silly.
Supernatural.
Yeah,
that was
as supernatural as some
He just yelled
might
everything.
call it, psychological is where I felt, because I felt like I lost my mind like Charlize did throughout the movie, and it really drove my brain into insanity watching it.
For me, if there's going to be a horror movie, I would really appreciate a nice, at least, sweet boob scene like we had in
Yes,
this
a
movie.
sweet boob
That
scene.
was a sweet boob scene.
It's
while it
essential.
lasted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was so terrified
Well-
that something was going to disrupt that scene, but that scene was flawless. And then whatever
It
happened to her
saves it.
after
That's
her
like
happened to
Well,
her.
you
we're
did-
like going through
you did have-
feelings.
You did have it in Devil's Advocate. You
Right.
had full
Oh.
frontal.
Oh,
While
that
she's
was-
all
oh.
like scarred
Oh, she
and
did.
like
Yeah.
caught
She had
up.
a merkin and everything.
You
She
even
was
saw-
really.
You even saw her
American-
butt.
I know what that is.
Oh, you do? Oh, fellow film leather. Hey, welcome, sir. Hey, good to meet you.
Charlize Theron is hot, but I
looked
don't want to.
amazing.
I
She
don't
was
want to
hot
see
then
her
anyway.
lacerations. Anyway, yes. So the Collector is definitely something that it definitely fell under the radar. I don't know if it's like it's not a great movie. It's just a movie that you can just easily digest.
It's
With
not
a-
for everybody.
It's not for everybody.
I think you said it perfect as a popcorn movie. It was a fun movie.
It's a
To,
popcorn movie.
I wouldn't watch it alone, but it was a lot of fun with you guys. We did not have popcorn, by the way.
Oh,
did.
wow.
We
yeah.
should have.
Ooh.
Yeah, you
I
should
have
get a popcorn machine.
I know. I have a
down here.
lot. Yeah.
Oh, my God. We even have a popcorn machine. Wow.
Yeah, let's get
Gotta
that.
do that
going.
next time for
Heck
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, if there are any flaws with the movie, what would you pinpoint?
My number one flaw with the movie was the soundtrack. The songs were good, but it wasn't just very memorable for me. It was giving me Mike Myers, but it wasn't quite. It didn't punch that hard for me. It was fine. It wasn't bad, but
Okay,
it just
the
wasn't memorable.
the soundtrack.
Yeah, soundtrack. That
You
was
mean-
my complaint.
You mean Mike Myers, like Shrek, or you mean Michael Myers?
Like
Halloween?
Michael Myers, like do 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 do. You know,
Yeah, yeah. The
Not Mike
soundtrack
Myers.
It was
it was
bad.
fine. It
was
wasn't. It wasn't great. It just. I wish it would have been more memorable because it seemed like such a good movie. Like wow, like they did a lot of stuff different. They had the cat eye lenses on the eyes. You know that was really cool to see. The mask was
23% Rotten Tomatoes, folks.
So crazy.
Well deserved.
There's no motive for the actual bad guy.
Yeah, which that was weird. I didn't. Other than the fact that he seemed to be obsessed with bugs, and they hired him as an exterminator. So that might have been a fuck you.
Yeah, with the
for him.
spiders and the
Yeah,
bugs.
he kept saving them,
Yeah.
and then he was an exterminator. So there was some.
I think you're onto something there.
I hope.
man.
I hope that's.
are.
I mean, that's. I wouldn't. I mean,
But
I
if
wouldn't
you-
kill somebody. Over,
But if you looked
over
at
not liking
him as
bugs.
a bad guy, right? Like you got Ghostface, you got Michael Myers. He just looked like if you were to have what is it, plaster? Like if you're an art project, you have
What do you think that it would look like? It was made out of like a catcher's mitt. Didn't
what's-
it?
I know what you're
Catches
doing with
in that. I was
paper
thinking
mache
more-
almost.
Yeah,
Like a paper mache.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was
okay.
it was a papier.
It
mache.
did look like that. It looked like yeah.
It was,
Papier mache.
yeah, that's a
I wrapped it around
Seinfeld
a balloon
reference.
once, and it looked just like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then you
like
pop-
that,
yeah.
and he had enough layers on to protect
Absolutely.
himself from like.
We should do that as a project, as a fun
Yeah.
little streamless activity.
Yeah.
We should make like horror masks.
Oh, we should do
like
it.
it's kindergarten.
There,
So we
okay.
can
the
just
best
put them
one.
over our face now.
All I'm saying is he could have came in the house and he just could have killed them normally.
He could-
But I think he did it for the joy of it because multiple times throughout the movie, like that part where he picked up the chisel and the hammer,
he
and he
clearly
was like
enjoyed
dragging
this.
it
Yeah.
on the floor. It was like a fetish thing for him. I feel
Absolutely.
like.
Yeah.
So I think it was all part of it.
he liked
that
instilling the fear.
instilling the fear. Exactly.
Absolutely.
That was
Still,
part of his
he
shtick.
wanted to see him scared.
He wanted them to be
Or
scared.
the director or the writer of the movie wanted to see us scared.
Yeah.
That worked.
And it worked.
It worked.
It did.
So
was scared.
it exactly. I think that's why it works. It did what it wanted to do.
It was certainly very gory.
It
But without-
leaned into its gimmick well.
It-
yeah.
But it did it without any substance, depth, body,
yeah.
or story.
Mhm.
But that's a win, guys.
Yeah.
Can you believe that we sat there and watched a show a movie that had no depth, no body, no character development. We're still glued to the screen. You guys accomplished exactly what you wanted, and I applaud you for that. And I think that's why I recommended this to my friends, because I'm like, yeah, we're just going to watch this. And easily I could have seen them not off.
Have we gotten account of the coincidences? I thought of another one. When he got the shotgun walking through the house, that was Kevin McAllister with the BB gun. Okay, that was an homage. When the one guy...
The nails on the floor.
The nails on the floor.
But he didn't step on it.
He missed it.
He missed it. You see him, he's about to step on it.
But when he was upstairs with the acid floor, he lost his shoes like Daniel Stern.
Yes.
And then he was going around barefoot the rest of the time.
They stole... Yes.
They took a lot of ideas. How mad were you there was not a paint can? That would have...
it was a paint can.
They could have put spikes around
or a hot doorknob. Like, they had the perfect doorknobs. Those were brass doorknobs.
They kept touching doorknobs. They kept showing them touching doorknobs.
Nothing ever happened when he touched the doorknob.
What about an iron?
Guys,
dude.
Collector, missed opportunities.
Just looked up and be like,
missed
what's that noise?
How about the homophobia, though? How about the homophobia? Cancel that guy.
Ooh, there's some homophobia.
That touching edge, that was like Dahmer's father, the guy in the mask. He did not like being called the F word.
He didn't like being called gay. Yeah.
Oh, the F word struck a nerve.
Oh.
Bugs and the F word. The F word, the new F word, not the F word classic.
I think the collector needs to get canceled.
That's changed roles over the years. I remember the F word was different when we were growing up.
Yeah,
sorry.
We're not going to get into the politics of this whole situation. He was upset that he was not welcome at the house. What gave it away? I don't know.
But yeah, I think somebody did mention the speed of which he was able to accomplish all those booby traps.
Dude, he was so fast and quiet, apparently.
Yeah. Well, he was a magician.
Exactly.
I want to bring up the cat.
Oh, the cat was disturbing.
Yeah, there's some animal cruelty in this.
Yeah, they took a lot of chances with this.
That was the beginning scene.
I know.
That was like that set the stage.
Yeah. Look up the Murder Castle. It was reminiscent of the Myrtle Castle.
Cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And that was a real cat.
What?
It was a real cat.
Holy crap!
No, but that was messed up.
That was not good. I did
Dude,
not
they
like that.
glued the cat to the floor, and then he rips the cat off the floor.
Yeah, I was like, oh, he
and
saved
throws
him.
him at the window.
They cut him in half.
And it cut him in half.
That was wild.
Cut him in half.
It's very detailed.
You know what? I got to be impressed with like everything worked. Everything worked. Everything that dude set up worked. And how? I gotta say, I'm impressed that he didn't accidentally fall into more of his traps. I
should have.
Honestly,
He didn't.
I mean that place
Like
was
a
so
bear.
wide.
He didn't trip on a marble.
In fact, when somebody was walking somewhere, he's like, "Oh, let me pull this one," beep, and he knew exactly what was gonna murder them.
Yeah.
It's like,
Imagine if someone like fed the collector a beer before this. He would have been a little sloppy. He would have been like,
yeah,
oh,
where do you think he went wrong?
Shit.
Where do you think he went wrong in life?
Everything.
Did his dad not like? Was he?
He doesn't have. That's the thing.
Oh,
He doesn't
I
have
know
history.
where it went wrong. He didn't see Home Alone 2.
Oh, you're right.
If he saw that, he would have been fine.
Mm-hmm. I love to view this as like a sequel to Home Alone, like how they say Snowpiercer is like a sequel to Willy Wonka. You ever seen that film theory?
Okay, I didn't, but I get where you're going with this, and I
a good
do agree. There's a lot of nuances where it kind of like fed our little like child in us, but also like our fear. So it is Halloween 2022. What is give anyone your top 3 picks for streaming in this holiday season?
Should I? You want to go? Should I?
I would say Charlie Brown and the Pumpkin Patch is one of my all-time
Charlie
favorite.
Brown. Okay, I got a couple.
classic.
I got a couple Halloween.
Okay.
Okay, that's a good one.
Okay.
All right. Holiday pick to stream. You said a nice, like, happy Halloween movie. I'm gonna say some.
I got kids.
Okay.
I got a couple good ones.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm trying to think of
That's
a clean one
that's
now.
my speed at Halloween. I don't watch horror.
Dig deep. People are gonna. This is you.
Okay, I love two sets of movies. One, the Cube trilogy is just like if you're sleeping on the Cube trilogy, it is like Saw before Saw with a little bit of sci-fi pulled in, and these 3 movies they've got the body horror, they've got the kind of like this like Home Alone vibe. There's a lot of traps, there's a lot of mystery involved. It's really, really excellent. If you haven't seen the Cube movies, they're so phenomenal.
All right, I got two. I'm gonna give you, and
Okay.
I wanna hear we have some friends in the audience. I want to hear the reaction on these. I'm gonna say definitely if you haven't, go through the Final Destination series.
Ooh, yeah, worth.
That's definitely fun.
Yes.
And then for like a really old school movie that's not supposed to be that scary, but is way more scary than it is, and probably one of the best movies of the Ernest series, I would say
What?
Scared Stupid. Ernest Scared
Ernest-
Stupid is an incredibly scary movie. And then if I'm gonna go really back into the deep roots of this, I'm gonna say Edward Scissorhands and The Burbs. So
The Burbs, young Tom Hanks.
Young Tom Hanks. These are some classics that if you haven't seen them, don't pass it up, because these will leave maybe for me just leave a lasting impression. But
Oh no, those were all top tier picks. I second that list also. Also, As Above, So Below is my third pit in the ring there.
okay, so The Collector. Would you
want
stream it? I'm going to give myself my own rating. I don't know if there's an IMDb on it. I'm probably sure it's really fucking low. But as a movie as a whole, I give it a good 7.5. Like, it's a good C plus B movie. Is that weird to say?
Your screen's up.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Is this supposed to be a surprise for us?
Yeah, that's the thing about horror movies. They're so hard to rate because they're so subjective. Because you'll find like
unplugging it.
5s and 6s.
Let's
that
see.
are
Oh,
just
I got it up.
phenomenal.
I got it up on here.
Yeah. Okay.
Dude, let's see what the IMDb says. What are you going to give it a rating on?
I would give it a 6.8.
Okay, 6.8.
I'm feeling he was generous. I'm gonna go lower. Even though it was enjoyable watching with you guys, I'm going 4.7.
Ooh.
All right. Winner goes to Aaron. It's 6.3. Can you believe that? 6.3 at the Collector, guys.
Wow.
All right.
Yes. Let's go.
Yeah. You win.
What do I win?
I don't know.
Not
Nothing.
being
Cobra Kai
Cobra Kai geek. You win a
Cobra Kai geek.
That's your Halloween costume, guys. Thanks for coming along, guys. That's The Collector. Crazy movie. Also, please check out our other recommendations. Stream this, guys. Stream forever.
Stream it with friends.
Stream with friends.
Stream together.